Welcome to the first edition of Bring It Gaming presents the Unashamed Gamers.
Big tug.
Are you really going to start with a dick joke?
Well, I just thought if we set the bar low, we'd only get better.
3, 2, 1, fight!
You're listening to the Unashamed Gamers with I'm Ben.
I'm Paul.
And together
We're just disappointing.
Ben and Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some people on this YouTube channel, all 16 people
Yeah.
and 4
Yeah.
subscribers or something, might remember the
5.
YouTube show.
Come on.
5.
Bragging. Bragging.
They might remember the original YouTube show. And for those 16 people who thought, let's just make a podcast because it's just supply and demand, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll supply, they don't demand it. So
We'll supply it, they'll demand us to stop.
That's it, yeah.
But yeah, we're just basically two 30-year-old guys.
I'm not 30.
Well, in a couple of months.
Still not 30.
Very bitter about it. We're two very bitter, nearly 30 guys.
It's nearly 30 though, that's what counts.
That's all that counts, because you're clinging on to what's left of your 20s.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Obviously.
And we love video games, so we're just going
We
to
do.
be talking about video games that we're totally into, because
Yeah.
there's sad fucks like that.
We'll not mention FIFA or anything like that because they're terrible. But the games we like, we'll talk about.
Yeah, oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, we're going to focus on 2 betas in particular,
Yeah,
for games that are
Homefront.
coming out. Homefront, The Revolution,
Yay.
and Tom Clancy's The Division.
The Division. Speaking of The Division, have you seen the trailer that came out on the telly yesterday?
No.
It's like, we're normal people. And like it starts off with like police officers arresting this guy, and then the criminal.
Right.
He's stereotypical criminal, tattoos, bald head, and he looks
Everyone I
at someone.
know.
Yeah.
All my friends.
all mates. Bar me. I've still got my hair, thankfully. But it starts off. It starts off and it shows you like the criminal.
Yeah.
And then the criminal like nods to obviously another criminal or something, and then
that's the universal call sign of criminals.
It is, yeah.
Cheeky nod.
Cheeky nod. Yeah.
You like stealing things?
Criminal.
I like stealing things. Let's lock this down.
Respect, bruh.
Yeah.
But then like it goes. It does a time jump,
Yeah.
and then there's like this music, and it's like, and it's like the the corny voiceover that
Yeah.
you get, like,
Yeah.
oh, we're just normal people, and then it shows the police officer that arrested him hiding from. I think it's
Oh,
the same
I
criminal.
have seen it, because he's like hiding, and he's got like has he got like
a baton,
a
I
baton
think.
or
Yeah.
something, and he's like dead panicking.
Yeah.
He's got a shotgun. And it's like, oh, you're done,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah, you're done. And then
Yeah.
it's like this man walks along, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm just a normal man." And then the woman's walking along, and I'm just a normal woman. That's my woman voice.
And you do the woman voice again, please. I'm just a normal woman.
I'm a storyteller. Come on.
Who's actually trained in fucking 10 different
Yeah.
types of combat. I can strip a rifle down and put it back together in 4 seconds.
Yeah.
But I'm just a
Just a
normal
normal lady.
Yeah.
And then it comes up at the end, and then we are, and then all together,
Yeah.
just the Division. And
Yeah.
But I was
The thing with that though, I think TV spots don't tend to be made by the team who
Yeah.
totally
Yeah,
have the
I
vision for
agree.
the game. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because it was like I remember saying that that's the one where it's like got hyper realistic graphics, hasn't it? Where the game is.
Yeah, looks
Although the
better
game
than-
is beautiful, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not that.
It's not that good.
It's not
But
that
it's
level.
it did the graphics are good for the Division. Like
Yeah.
I've noticed, like I spent about 2 minutes looking in a puddle just to see the reflection of the buildings. That's how
In
good
game,
it
or
was.
you
In,
just-
no, in game.
I just do all my deep thinking, staring at the puddles.
Yeah. There's a lot of puddles around my house, but no
I think that was
in
a lot
game.
of the thing, though, wasn't it? Everyone saw the E3 trailer, and the E3 trailer was it 2010?
Probably something.
2013. Sorry,
2002.
I still think it's 2001. You know what I mean? I still
Yeah.
think that's 10 years ago.
It is.
Yeah, it is, and you're not turning 30. That's
No.
not happening.
That's
But
it.
yeah, I think it was the E3 trailer, and everyone saw it and were blown away. But obviously, we're seeing that on high-end PC graphics.
Yeah, like every
And-
trailer.
And then once obviously there's the hype for it, they're like, wow, we've got to try and shoehorn these onto an
Yeah.
Xbox One, which isn't
Downscale it.
isn't the most powerful hardware.
We'll show
But
it
I
in
still
4K, but we'll put it on the Xbox 710.
Yeah,
because
but I
new
still
gen.
think it's probably one of the better looking. I mean,
It
for a
is,
beta,
it
I
really
was
is.
blown away
Yeah,
by the graphics.
aye.
I was like when. I mean, I think that's the problem with the Homefront beta,
Yeah.
is we were spoiled by the Division closed
Yeah,
beta.
the Division was first, wasn't it? The beta for the Division, we played that first.
Yeah, we played that in December. and
Yeah.
that was awesome, and
it was really good.
very similar to the open beta, just
Yeah.
with like different missions.
And
then the
Homefront.
Homefront came out, and it was like, wow, I'm back to playing
Yeah.
like Xbox 360.
Nintendo 64. But you showed a picture of the first Homefront game,
Yeah,
and
actually,
the graphics looked probably a little bit better than the Homefront, the new Homefront.
they were sadly comparable, weren't they?
Yeah,
Like
they
they were
were.
really, like it
That
was
was
unfortunate
depressing.
how similar.
Yeah.
that they were. I actually enjoyed the first Homefront game. I'm like the one person on the planet
Yeah,
who enjoyed.
I didn't.
Like,
I didn't.
I mean, I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the whole concept. I mean, for those who don't know, the story of Homefront is basically North Korea invades South Korea to form like one giant
Super Korea.
Super Korea. Yeah, Kim Jong Un.
Super Korea.
Kim Jong Un with a cape, just
Yeah.
Super Korea. Looks like, oh, come forth, oh, great leader. And and then they invade America, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much the plot. Is like that America's kind of down and out because they've been invaded, and you're fighting back. But it's like guerrilla warfare. Like they've got all the high tech equipment,
Yeah.
and you're like, you know.
Half gorillas.
You've got like yeah, you just have gorillas. You just have like you know whatever old gun
Yeah,
you can find.
yeah.
You know, like it had that kind of stuck together aesthetic, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what interested us. And I think it was the initial gameplay trailers for Homefront: The Revolution that got us excited. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like you know, like it's an open world. It's like an urban city Far Cry. You know, like this.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah.
This looks really good. And then the beta isn't obviously from the single player campaign, so we can't comment on that. But
Yeah,
it's
but
like
what was
it feels like a very tacked on co-op mode. You know,
It
what I mean?
is. It is.
It's
not
like
even
it's
that
like
good.
a rather than open world, you've got like quite a big map. I would say
Yeah,
it's a decent
it was.
size.
It was.
But
it
they
was.
do that thing where they kind of make you go to point A and then you walk back on yourself.
Yeah,
So really,
yeah.
you're just saying the same bit of map but in reverse.
Yeah.
Which you know, it's like I suppose it's creative with what they're doing, and they do it in a lot of video games. But I don't know, it didn't feel
No.
cohesive. I mean, the hit markers were fine. Like
Yeah.
you could shoot fine. The one thing I did totally like is yeah, that you can like change the attachments on your gun on
Yeah.
the fly.
Yeah,
So
I like
obviously-
that. That was good. I like the sniper rifles. They were good, but I can't really think of anything else. I didn't
Kinda-
really enjoy it, to be fair. I only played
Yeah.
it because you did.
Yeah.
And where I feel that went really wrong is the customization on the character. I mean,
Yeah.
it's for your benefit, not mine.
Yeah, because it's a first-person game, so
Yeah.
you can't see
Yeah,
your
exactly.
own
So what's the
customization.
point in that? Why customize
yeah.
a hand? Do you know what I mean? Oh, that's a sweet glove. Do you know what? Because that's all you can
Yeah.
see is the glove.
I mean,
and
it
the gun.
makes sense. It makes sense when you have like some of the stuff had like perks to it. So if you had like a certain body armor, you could take more bullets.
Yeah,
That made sense.
but-
Or if you carried a certain type of pouch, you could carry say more grenades or more
Yeah,
pistol ammo.
but just the
But it, like there was like hats. What
Yeah,
were hats for?
yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
Well, you can't get
I
shot in the
could
head
see
with
a
this
hat and
hat
I'd be
on.
like, oh,
Yeah.
nice hat. I don't
sweet
care.
hat headshot.
Just sweet hat, you know, sweet ass. What? Nothing. I was just aiming at the guy next to your ass.
What?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
but-
I mean, like, that's going back to the whole weapon attachment thing. As much as I love that and the whole on the fly you could do it, but I hated at the start of every single round you had to.
You
do
had
it.
to reattach
So like,
everything
yeah,
again.
why
yeah,
wouldn't
was
it just
ridiculous.
remember that? You know, I
Yeah.
wanted to have like a red dot sight
Yeah.
on my LMG. Why
Yeah.
why have I got to re-put it on
It's
every
just
single
work
time?
for nothing. You just I've got to do that all again. I've got to do this all again.
It was fast though. That was very fast because you could literally just turn your gun to your side and you
Yeah.
can start banging the attachments on. Because I remember doing it mid game because I think I'd been sniping, and I think someone might have dropped out, and I was like, right, I'm not going to snipe anymore because I'm going to have to like hold point with you.
Yeah.
So I was like, but I still only had the rifle, so I'm like, well, I'll take off this like long scope and I'll just go iron sights.
Yeah.
And there was like a guy coming to us, and I still had enough time to take the iron sight
Yeah.
off, get back to my gun and shoot this guy before he killed us. So
Yeah.
that was good. It was like fluid.
I think it's a nuisance. Like when you put the sights on and stuff like that, like they should stay on. I get what you mean. Like if you want to change it on the fly, that's fine. But I think
Yeah.
it should remember every round you do.
Oh, yeah.
It should stay on because it's just a nuisance. You'd be like, right, let's start the game, and then say you wanted to snipe, you'd have to run to the post, and you I need to put my attachments on it. And while it is fast, you could get shot in the head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's co-op
Yeah.
and
I mean,
player versus player.
it was more stop-starty for me. It was just the fact that you start around, and now I've got to spend, even if it's 30 seconds,
Yeah,
rather
you've
than
gotta spend
I've
that
waited
time,
I've waited
yeah.
30 seconds to like 5 minutes for the round to start. Why have I got to wait longer to put my
Yeah.
attachments on? Surely I should be doing that before
Yeah.
I get in the game.
We're nearly 30, man. No, we need to take this time to live our lives.
I would say that we haven't got the time, but we have anything but
We
time.
have anything but time. That
Let's
is
not
sadly
mention how
true.
much time you've put into Ark.
No, let's not. That's for
let's-
another episode. I mean, Virginity regrown.
Is that possible? Yes.
Yes, yes, it is. It's possible.
Literally.
I can attest to
like
that.
I say, I think the big thing what spoiled it for was I think we would have appreciated it more had we not played the Division closed beta first, because it was just leaps and bounds better.
Yeah.
They're not comparable as games because they're both shooters, but they are very different.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, on Homefront, for example, if you shoot someone in the head, that's a headshot and
yeah.
it's a kill.
Whereas the
On
Division,
Division,
you just don't.
you can get like I mean, even with a rifle that does good damage, I've got like 4 headshots on a guy,
ridiculous.
5 headshots.
I do love the Division, but that's where Homefront wins for me because it's more realistic headshots, and I get that the Division's supposed to be has
an
RPG,
RPG
elements in it.
Well, that's the thing. People say it's got RPG elements, but I think that's an undersell. It is an RPG.
Yeah,
it's 100% an RPG. It's just people aren't accepting of it because it's got such realistic graphics.
Yeah,
I think
that is true, yeah.
One of my favorite RPG shooters is Borderlands. I love the Borderlands franchise. I'm a big fan of it. Some people can take it or leave it. I love it. But when they made the first Borderlands, there's a trailer out there which you can find, which is the very first trailer for Borderlands, and it was totally realistic. It wasn't the cell shaded kind of cartoony look it has.
I didn't know that.
And I think that would have had the same feel. I think that's why they went for that, because if it looked realistic, you'd be like, well, why am I shooting a guy in the head 16 times?
Yeah.
Because he's like 10 levels higher than us, why can't I kill him, sort of thing. But that's RPG. That's the way RPGs always work. It's just you've got the casual crowd, the casual Call of Duty crowd are like, well, this is bullshit. Because if I shoot someone in the face, they die.
Yeah.
My problem isn't even that. It's more like, because it's so realistic, you've got the different classes of characters. So you've got like a heavy dude and he has like a flamethrower in his backpack and you can shoot the pack and it explodes. But then you've got like all the lower levels in between, and you've got like literally a common as anything mug who's just got who's just
a mug.
Who's just got like a baseball bat and a hoodie.
Yeah.
And he can take like loads of damage. Whereas I could accept it if he was like suited up, if he had like loads of armor on. I'd be like, fair enough, he's got loads of armor.
Yeah, I think what they should do is, I mean, for me, I think if you wait for a headshot, you get the headshot. But if there's a boss, so you get the underlings, the mugs as you call them,
the thugs,
the thugs, yeah. They should go down quick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like the boss or like the next level should go down a little bit slower. That's fine. But I think the guy with a baseball bat, if I shoot him in the face, he should go down. I mean, I've got a gun, he's got a baseball bat. I win that. Do you know what I mean? Hands down.
The thing is I know what you're saying. Like, realistically, and I mean, obviously it's a video game, and obviously you take it with a pinch of salt. Why does my character never go for a wee in the corner? But no, I know what you're saying, but it's an RPG game, and the thing that they're gonna go for is longevity, and a lot of it, if like any other RPG, there'll be like, say for example, this is probably criminally less than there is, but say there's 10 missions in the whole game.
Yeah.
They're gonna want you to keep playing that mission. It's just every time you play it, it's a higher level enemy. And you've got maybe better skills to cope with it, or guns that do more damage, and you've got like the different levels of guys. So the whole point of these the thugs with the baseball bat is that it's a different style of combat, because you can engage in enemies from like mid to long range.
Yeah, so you've got
and these guys run up to you and they're like in your face, like eat my baseball bat, kiss it. You know what I mean? So you have to like change up your tactics, don't you? So I mean, if you could cut them down, I mean, like, I'm not bragging, but me and you are like quite good shots.
Yeah.
If everyone we hit, if everyone who we hit with a headshot in 5 minutes, they'd have to send like 4 times as many enemies to it for it to be a challenge, because they'd be like, well, there's 8 guys, which was, realistically 10 shots.
Yeah.
And I'd probably hit most of those guys.
That's true. I do understand that, I do. But the thing that annoys me is that in I don't know what it's called, just the main area. The guys, the main area,
the hub, like the start of the game.
Yeah, the start of the game. Before you get into the dark zone, the enemies, at first, they didn't go down as quick, and I think maybe they changed that for when we played the beta again.
Yeah, when we played the closed beta in December.
Yeah.
The enemies in the dark zone very rarely spawned.
Yeah.
And they were tougher than the enemy in the main game. But they weren't as tough as they were in the open beta. In the open beta, it was like, wow, these guys are like headshot masters.
Yeah, they never missed a shot.
Yeah, if you weren't in cover, it was two headshots and you were down.
But in the main game, I felt that they went down easier, and I understand that, because in the main game you don't want it to be that hard slog. And in the dark zone, it was like times 10. It was like we said, they just would not miss.
I think the
reverse stormtroopers, they were always on point. Do you know what I mean?
You're not a stormtrooper, are you? Why? Because you're amazing.
Because you
never miss.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And
think the thing is the kind of like I say, a lot of people's complaint was there's not much to do in the Dark Zone.
yeah,
But the thing is I think that people's complaint was that there's not much to do in the Dark Zone from the closed beta was because it's a beta.
yeah,
It's a small portion of the map, so there's just less to do in general. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah,
I've heard a
definitely.
lot of people saying like, "Oh well, I played a bit of the main game, but I spent most of my time in the Dark Zone." You're like, "Well, of course you did, because the beta was a weekend, and the single player or co-op content took you about 3 hours,
yeah, it did.
and then you still had the rest of the weekend. So
Yeah.
the only thing left to do was the
Dark
Dark Zone. So I can see why people are like, "Well, there's nothing to do in the Dark Zone," and it's just like I'm not getting good enough loot. But now it's almost the other way around, where it's like.
There's loads to do.
You walk 10 paces and some guys
shooting you.
some guys start shooting you, but I feel like I don't mind it. Like say if we're working together or we're even just with some randoms, like obviously you can take down a pack of NPCs, no bother. But then when it comes to like extraction, obviously that's a whole different
Yeah,
world of
it is.
gameplay.
It's a different
I mean, we
ball
need to
game,
really
that.
explain that side of it. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think we even explained the story, did we? For the Division, obviously, it's a version of the smallpox virus was released on Black Friday
Yeah.
and has caused pretty much.
Those kind of people deserve it. Though.
It's just-
Those people out on Black Friday causing problems, they deserve that smallpox. I'm getting a black pug TV for £99.
Yeah.
I don't care if I have to stand on your grandma.
I punched a grandma for a 32-inch TV. Yeah, well, you deserve smallpox.
That's it. That's
So
true.
basically, it's wiped out the majority of the population, and
clever,
all
yeah.
that's left is basically you've got your thugs,
Your
your
shut-ins.
looters. There's two other factions, and there's one kind of military faction, the
Yeah.
battalion, is it? And there's the cleaners, who are basically guys with flamethrowers
Yeah,
who
who
realise
just burn
who
stuff.
basically think the only way we'll get rid of this infection is we'll
Burn
burn
it.
everyone alive. I see you breathing, so we're just.
He's got the disease,
and
probably.
you guys are like a bunch of agents, the Division, who have
Yeah,
been activated.
the
It's very long-winded.
Yeah, it is.
It's,
To narrow it down, you've got a gun and you shoot people.
so yeah, you're the guys who are fighting back, but
Yeah.
so the big part of the game is you're just fighting these NPCs wave after wave style. I suppose
Yeah.
like Destiny style, isn't it?
But better.
In terms of RPG elements.
Yeah.
Though I never really got into Destiny, but that was just because the
Played,
world
yeah.
the world didn't suck me, and that was the reason.
I mean,
It's
it
just
gets
too bland.
Yeah, it gets credit for Nathan Fillion. Any game gets credit for Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
And
was
the
just
guy who
boring.
played Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah, he didn't even get into the game. He did all his voiceover work and then got fired. and then they went for the guy who does every voiceover, the guy who does Deadpool.
Right.
They gave him the job. I mean, I'm assuming Tyrion Lannister got paid.
No, I'm sure he did. He was the voice of the Ghost for a little while, but then
Yeah.
they've got someone to record over it, haven't they?
Yeah, because he just didn't. He wasn't very good apparently.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I
knows.
mean, if you can find it on the internet somewhere, I'm sure I've seen a video somewhere of them saying, he got panned, like.
Yeah.
But
But I mean, like for the Division, we should probably explain the Dark Zone. The Dark Zone
Yeah.
is part of the map where
Awesome.
it's every agent you encounter is another player,
yeah, it
and
is.
basically you get better loot, which better guns or
Yeah.
pads or
Hats,
whatever.
Eventually,
Hats.
probably.
We'll go into hats in a minute.
Yeah.
But
I'm better.
basically you'll get this good loot, but the only way you can get it is you have to extract it. So
Yeah.
to extract it, you have to go to a helipad point, you shoot a flare up into the sky, and you've got like a minute and a half before.
The tensest minute and a
The
half
tense,
of your
the
life.
most tense minute and a half in
It
video
really
game
is,
history.
like, it
A
is.
minute and a half till a helicopter comes to extract it. But during that time,
Trust
any other
no
player
one.
can kill you and
Yeah.
steal your loot.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the problem I have is, like, say I've decided I'm gonna steal this guy's loot,
Yeah.
right? So maybe I'm waiting for him, and just as he's about to attach, I'll like headshot him.
Yeah,
or you
like we
throw-
did.
like
Yeah.
we did, or you throw
Yeah.
a grenade in, whatever. But then now I'm marked as rogue, which means I show up on the map for every other. I'm a rogue agent.
Yeah.
everyone,
I think it's 80 seconds. Like.
yeah. So
in total, if you
everyone
made
can
us
say
someone.
that. So they're
Yeah.
they're basically rewarded for killing me
Yeah.
because I'm a bad
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, they get DZ funds.
Yeah, so they'll come after you during that time. But because the NPCs are so powerful, if I run straight away, I'll run into like
Yeah.
15 NPCs who are all headshot masters.
Yeah.
So I can't even get away because what'll happen is
That's
I'll
true.
hit these 10 NPCs and I'll go, oh no, I'll go into cover.
Yeah.
I'll start fighting these, and then someone else will shoot us from behind.
Yeah.
Whereas
yeah.
I didn't have that in the closed beta because the NPCs probably weren't there. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I think that they spawned every now and again in the closed beta.
But the spawn like you literally
Yeah,
kill
but
them.
they're just non-stop now.
I've noticed like if you kill them in a spot at a spawn, like I mean in the beta, one of the big extraction zones was gas station right next to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And you could literally be stood in the gas station, and after they were all dead, and if you waited 5 minutes, even if you were still stood in the gas station, they would just appear around you. Like,
Yeah,
these guys
that
were
happened
just
to me twice.
all of a
That
sudden
happened
there
to
was
me
just a
twice.
bunch of guys around you, and
Yeah.
you're just like, oh crap,
Oh poo!
I don't think I'm gonna
White
get
flag.
this gas. You know?
Yeah, that happened to me twice. I played once by myself just to get a feel of how the Dark Zone would play by myself.
Yeah.
And I
It's
went.
much harder by
Yeah,
yourself.
oh, it is. It's not a game that you play single player. If you don't have friends, don't buy this game. Do you know
No,
what I mean?
I would still say buy the game because it's got the whole solo element to it. There's a single player campaign and a
Yeah.
co-op campaign. But don't go into the Dark
Don't,
Zone.
but yeah, don't go into
Don't
the
go
Dark
into
Zone
Dark
without friends or without teaming up with
Unless you've
some
got
random
really
players.
good gear.
Yeah, or you're well.
I mean,
even
that's
if you're a
that's
headshot
one of the
master,
things
that doesn't
we
make a
never
difference.
really look at because we're always online together generally.
Yeah.
But there is a good matchmaking system. Literally, the main hub when you start, you can pair up with other.
Yeah,
agents.
yeah,
So
you
if
can.
you don't, if you're a loser and you don't have friends,
Yeah.
like me saying
We
with
have
my-
friend.
with my one friend.
We have
my
friend.
3 friends.
Bragging.
My 3 friends who actually play video games.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can team up with people, no bother. Really.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just bitter and a lonely man. So
You're better because during the entirety of the closed beta in December,
didn't get a
you
hat.
didn't get a hat, and you're really upset because,
Yeah.
like me, you really like customization.
Yes, I
items.
do.
You love customizing your
On
character.
a player you can see, I like
I
customization.
don't know why you didn't though, because like you said, the game obviously it randomly generates loot, so what I get you don't get, and we can't exchange anything.
Yeah.
Which is, I can understand it on stuff with like a perk attached to it. So
Yeah.
like, I can understand I can't give you my armor because if I'm a way better player than you, I could be
Yeah,
giving you really
level-
good armor and I
higher
could
level
drag you
armor,
up with
yeah,
this,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a hat which has nothing but cosmetic value, why can't I give you a bobble hat?
Why couldn't you give me one of the 12 hats you got in the first beta?
In the first beta, within an hour, I had 6 hats.
So many hats.
And then by the end of it, I had like 20.
Yeah. And I was just classic hatless.
And
Just
it was
no
brilliant,
hats the whole
classic
time.
It was just
whole
brilliant.
time.
It was more funny the fact that when we played the open beta, it took you 4 hours to get a hat. So for 4 hours, I had 3
Yeah,
hats or
yeah.
something, and
It's
you had no
ridiculous.
hat.
It's terrible. And that's why I'm going to buy Homefront.
And that's why you're going to buy Homefront, because you got
I got
hat within the first 10 minutes. You couldn't see it, but
I had it.
I could see it.
I knew it was there.
I could see it.
Ben could
That's,
see
that's
it.
a good hat.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm buying the Hope. Doesn't matter about graphics, gameplay. I got a hat first in Homefront.
I'm here
Gets
for
my
the
money.
hat. I mean, another thing I really like. I mean, for people who don't know that much about the game, obviously it's a third-person shooter, so you can see a character. It's a cover-based shooter,
Yeah.
which you do have. I don't think in this what we played in the single player or rather the co-op section even, which is pretty much one and the same.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I needed cover,
Yeah.
but in the Dark Zone,
You do.
I needed cover.
You did.
I needed cover.
That was
But because it's got RPG elements, you've got like skills and perks.
Yeah.
I mean, within the beta, I think you could unlock 2, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You could have 2 slots, and
In
then
the closed beta, you couldn't unlock stuff you could in the open beta. You got the scanner and the
yeah. So the scanner will scan all surrounding enemies.
yeah,
And any ones that have been scanned,
and give you a buff.
it'll give you like a buff to
Damage
critical
buff.
hit damage or something. Yeah.
That did nothing.
Then
Not
there
the
was the one
Zone.
that pretty much everyone used, which was like a sticky grenade, which you would fire.
Yeah.
in.
Oh, and you also got the health cannon, as I called it.
Oh yeah.
That
there's
thing you always used to shoot at people and just
yeah,
miss.
like it's like a healing grenade, isn't it? You shoot it at someone and it heals them because irony.
Yeah.
You know?
Stand still while I shoot you with my healing grenade.
That was the thing though. I was like, stand still. I'd shoot it at you, and you would like double jump to get away from a guy, and it missed,
It would
and you
miss.
would die because
Yeah.
I didn't get to heal you.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, that was the thing I was telling you about. Was I'd watched a video. I think IGN posted it. It was like 3 level 25s because the highest you could get in the beta I think was level 8. Was it?
Yeah, it was
And,
level
like, in
8,
the
yeah.
Dark Zone I think it was level 12. So it was higher level stuff, and they had different perks.
Yeah.
And one of the perks that someone had, it was like the healing grenade, but it was like a grenade they put on the floor, and it would follow them around and keep healing them and the teammates. So
Right.
it was like
Oh,
shooting
okay,
over,
that's
like
cool.
it would roll.
That's
Like if you taken some damage, it would roll over to you and heal you, and then if I'd taken some damage, it would roll back to us
Right.
and heal me. And also you must obviously have the choice of whether you want that to be a healing grenade or an actual grenade.
Yeah,
you know, like an actual
that's cool.
one
I
that
like
causes damage, because somebody else rolled it and it like rolled over to an enemy and then shot up into the air and spawned like an explosion coming down, like mini
Like a
grenades.
psychotic BB-8 from Star Wars.
Yeah, basically. Well, that was
Yeah.
the thing I was really interested to know what they did, because I'd seen a video of like 3 characters walking, and there was just this little
The little
grenade walking with them like
Yeah.
it was a pal.
Beep, boop, boop, boop.
We're definitely going to call that BB-8.
Yeah,
from now on.
BB-8
Are you
cycle.
bringing BB-8 in?
Yeah,
Yeah, you use the
definitely.
turret because I'm
Yeah.
going to use BB-8.
Yeah.
That's definitely the official call
It is,
sign for
yeah,
that.
definitely.
No.
BB-8 going in.
I mean, what is there anything that you didn't really like about The Division?
My issue was like I mentioned before was the headshots, but I mean I do get it, and it's an RPG, and I get if I'm going to go up against a level 12, I'm not going to knock him down in one hit, and that's fine. And that's just me being nitpicky. I mean, I wouldn't call myself a COD casual because I don't even play COD, but I feel that if you get a headshot, you're rewarded that headshot. But I do understand it.
Like it's because of the real world setting.
Yeah,
isn't it? You know,
it's just it
you know
looks
that a
so
human,
gritty and realistic.
It's because
that
they're
way.
using real world guns as well. So like.
Yeah.
Like if I'm using like an actual sniper rifle, I'm thinking, well, if I've just hit a guy in the face with a sniper rifle,
he's gonna go down.
This
He's
has
gonna
got
die.
like a blooming huge bullet in it. This is gonna blow his head
Yeah.
off, sort of thing. I mean, that's a thing that you see in a lot of action games. It doesn't bother me as much as it used to, but like it's not very gory, is it? It's like you shoot someone in the head and they just fall down. There's no like headshots or like gore or anything like that. I'm a big gore aficionado.
Yeah.
Like, I love the gorier the better for me. But it's not a game breaker, not by any. The one thing I did notice on a few videos and did it myself, it doesn't spoil a game for us in game as much. But like if I'm watching a video, I think, oh, that's rubbish. But it was like the NPCs sometimes. If you're smart enough to get like a clever flank on them, like if you flank them in a way obviously the game hasn't thought of. And like say you're shooting a guy, if I've got a flank on someone, I can be shooting a guy who takes a lot of damage and he doesn't react to us taking the damage, like shooting at him.
Yeah.
Like he'll obviously his body will flinch. But like I'm literally shooting at him. Like if I've been shot at 6 or 7 times, by then I've noticed and I'm looking for whoever's shooting us.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would like flank a bit of AI and I'm like shooting it and it wouldn't react and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, the balance for when you play a PvP against the AI in the Dark Zone, I think that's really good because if you hit someone in the head, I mean, when we played the Dark Zone, we hung around the extraction point a few times,
so that and steal people's loot, like the bandits.
The bandits we are. Like Ben had like some awesome headshots, and they went down, and then I'd finish them off with a grenade, and I like that because what we did was the rope would come down, and because they had to stand still, its whole X to attach it. Ben had a shot, a proper good line of sight, and he would hit him, and he would go down straight away. And I did enjoy that. And again, the Dark Zone, that's what you're going to be doing. There is AI, but you're mainly going to be fighting other players for that loot.
I mean, that's a point of contention that I think some people are going to love and hate. Is I mean, they changed it for the open beta, but in the closed beta, if you shot someone once, you immediately went rogue, even if it was like only for 20 seconds. You were immediately rogue. Whereas they changed it in the open beta so you could shoot someone 2 or 3 times before you went rogue, which I think was to allow for accidental misshots.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I headshot a guy thinking he was NPC because he was like in a bunch of NPC characters. Like I was like headshot one guy, moved on to the next guy, headshot him, and it was a dude, and I was like, oh, I'm rogue now.
Rogue.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize. But so they've changed it so. Unless you've done a certain amount of damage, you don't go rogue.
Yeah.
But now you've got these people who like try and lure you in, which is quite clever because someone did it to me where they literally they had like an SMG, which isn't good over distance, so he shot us a few times to bait us into shooting him. Obviously, I shot him with my sniper rifle, which did a lot of damage. I went rogue, which meant it was acceptable for him and his friends to kill us.
Yeah, which is
do you know
clever.
What I mean?
Yeah,
which was quite clever.
I think when you knock the guys down with a headshot, you only got 20 seconds of being rogue.
Yeah.
But when you kill them, because I killed the guys with the grenades, I got 80 seconds. So obviously it allows that, say you did shoot from long distance and you thought it was NPC. You only get 20 seconds, so you could effectively run away. But whereas when I finished them off and stole the loot, I got 80 seconds,
But I suppose that in that sense, you've got his gear, so...
Yeah,
you're
I've
getting
quite a lot of
I mean, that's what's got me interested in the game, though. I'm interested in the Dark Zone because there's not many games like it. The thrill of waiting to extract your own gear, like just when you're like sat waiting and you've got like 30 seconds and you're like anyone could just appear at any time and you're like tense. You're putting your really turret up and you're like, have you got a good advantage point? Well, you go and attach yours first and I'll cover you. And you know what I mean? You're like, I've never been tense in a game before.
Yeah,
it's actually quite thrilling.
Yeah,
for a
it is.
game.
It is. It's
because usually you're just like shoot a guy, move on, shoot a guy, move on. And I mean, there's moments where like there's been like 8 guys and we've all got loot, and I'm like, anyone could just kill it. And
Yeah,
then all
they
8
could.
guys will walk in, all attach their loot and just walk
Just
off.
walk off, yeah. Slowly, just keeping their eye on everyone else.
Yeah, like a Mexican standoff. You know,
Yeah.
nobody's Mexican, but you know.
Yeah.
And then they're just, it's just weird.
Yeah, and you do get those people who hang around, don't you? The ones without any loot, and you're like, well, what's he here for?
Yeah, well,
what's he doing?
I think what happened was you were extracting loot, because that's another thing as well. Is the more you play, the more you start getting picky of the loot you pick up. Like I look at someone and go, oh,
it's not worth
I
the
don't
risk.
need
Yeah.
that. I've already got that, so I'm not even going to pick it up. But
Yeah.
you had someone you wanted, like an LMG or something. You're like, oh, I want this LMG, and I was like, right, well, I'll come and cover you. And we were waiting for the extraction, and some guy comes up and he hasn't got any loot.
Yeah,
and you see him, and he said, he got the is it the ballistic shield?
He did, yeah.
He pulls
And
the
he's standing in
ballistic
the
shield
corner.
out and he's aiming at you, and I'm like, well, here we go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
it's tense, like it's
is,
interesting
it is.
emergent gameplay where there's no set
Yeah.
rules of engagement. It's interesting, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely think that's going to be the highlight for me of the game. I mean,
I think they've announced for DLC that they're talking about a survival mode where the entire map is Dark Zone, and that, to me, that sounds like the most playable mode.
It is.
Like I would play the death
Yeah,
out of that.
that would be
if the
good.
whole game was like that, so every other agent you meet could kill you.
Yeah,
They could
yeah.
work with you. They could work with you to the end of the mission, and once you got the loot, they could shoot you in the head.
But how would the loot work, though? Would it again still be
I
you
think
had
it would
to
be like you
extract it,
always.
or
I think because if it's survival and it's tougher, every bit of loot you get, you would have to extract,
yeah?
no matter how trivial.
I think it would be better personally if you didn't have to extract it, but everything you had on you, even if it was the hats or a good pair of pants, they could take from you. I think that, to me,
Yeah.
I'd have a bit of element of
That would
Daisy
be
without
very
the
Daisy.
zombies, but
Yeah.
I think that would be good. I mean, I understand it would be really hard, but I think that would it would
And
make
clues
it.
in the title. I mean, it's survival mode, isn't it?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
suppose it's supposed to be tough.
Yeah.
I know you're saying, but the game, it's a shooter. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a game you're ever going to use a melee weapon. So what happens when you lose everything? You just start with a pistol.
I think obviously you keep your base weapons. Do you know what I mean? You've
Right.
got your starter machine gun, your starter pistol.
Yeah.
And obviously you're not going to be running around naked because that would be strange.
No, that would be
really arousing.
hilarious. You should
Yeah,
definitely. It
definitely.
should definitely just be
Yeah.
flopping in the wind,
Yeah.
and you've got to like
Definitely.
run into cover, and it's frozen over New York,
Yeah.
and you're just there standing at a puddle,
Yeah.
while, like, instead, like
With
dew
a micro
forming on your
penis.
body hair, like
Dew falling on you.
freezing
Yeah.
on screen.
But I think it should be. I like survival games like with Ark. I mean, we'll get to that later. But I like that.
Yeah, that is your element.
Yeah, it is. It is. It really is.
I mean-
500 hours, yo.
It should be ashamed.
I am.
Proud, so proud.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like because we're talking about beta, obviously you can't be too nitpicky because
No, you can't. I don't.
I mean, the
think you
game's
can.
coming out on March 8th, and I would say it's good to go, isn't it?
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
it looks like a finished product to me.
Yeah, I mean, but it looked like that in December, and there was
Yeah.
a beta before that. I can't remember when it was. I think it might have been June time, something like that.
We
Which was
didn't
another
get into
closed, which was another closed beta, and all the reviews from that it was great. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Uh-huh. Oh,
Which-
well, that's good.
that's what makes us
I didn't know
makes us worry about Homefront, because when I saw, like I say, the single player
It's just
trailers for Homefront, I was really excited. But then when I played that, I'm like, ugh.
That's with
Go
the
on
kids singing or something like that, isn't it? The Homefront trailer has got some.
That's
little
the
kid.
that's the main TV spot.
Yeah,
but
they
there's like
push him out and he's.
they did like a
singing,
gameplay
"What
trailer where
lovely,
you see the
lovely
guy
voice."
driving around on the
Bane.
motorbike and stuff.
Yeah.
Do that voice.
It was terrible, wasn't it? What a lovely, lovely
You
voice.
sound like Bane.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
He does that in The Dark Knight Rises, doesn't he?
Oh.
And like the kids singing. But
Yeah.
anyway, on with the show. Like I saw the trailer. I was like, oh well, you know that's good. I might get that, but I was never a fan of the first game
Yeah.
at all.
Thing is with this though, I mean, even if you're not a fan of the first game, I think this, especially from the gameplay trailer, it looked better than the first game.
Yeah, the trailer.
Like the trailer.
The
But it
trailer
was a
did.
gameplay trailer, but the thing that's what we talk about quite a lot is gameplay trailers. They're staged as anything.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you'll see a guy in like, I mean, if you look at Far Cry trailers, like obviously, not well, even for Primal, because obviously Primal's just come out. But I mean, like even
Yeah.
if you look back, like say Far Cry 4 trailers, they show you all this epic stuff, but then when you play it, it's not that epic because it's down to you to make those actions. So you'll see someone and he's like, jumps out of a like off a building, glides down, lands on some dude, shoots him.
Yeah.
Jumps
It
on a
looks
motorbike,
epic.
jumps into some guy in the driver's seat,
Yeah.
kills him, and it falls off a cliff and glides away. And then I play it, and it's like I get shot, and like like a hippo
I
comes and
laughed
eats us or something. You know what I mean?
That is literally the gameplay. Yeah, and all trailers are like that because Rainbow Six Siege that lulled me in a bit because they were all working together and it looked so good, like Alpha 1, blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? And they were going. I was like, this is amazing.
They're all calling out. They're like, oh, there's a guy in the top room.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh,
I'm
like,
blowing the doors now.
I'm breaching, breaching, and you're like, this is amazing.
It's
and
amazing.
And then you actually play it, and someone's like, I had sex with your mom.
Yeah.
And like,
everyone on
like,
my team's had sex with my mom. She
like,
gets around.
Yeah. They're like teabagging your corpse, and you're just like, this wasn't in the demo.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought that I played the beta for Rainbow Six, and I was breaching and stuff, and then my teammates were just behind us like, well, what we're doing now? I was like, well, you know, do the trailer. Be like the trailer.
Like you're breaching a room and there's a guy just spinning around, looking up at the sky, jumping, and you're just
graphics are amazing. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah.
So I mean, that was the lulled me in. When obviously you see the guy on the Homefront demo, and he's got the motorbike. Yeah. And then when we actually played on the beta, you actually got on the motorbike. So it was so like, it was class for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yes, motorbikes. I've got on them. And then I think the character like got off the motorbike and fell through the map, and I was like,
he did, yeah. That's not. I mean, I know
it's a beta, so there's but I think that needs graphically, it needs
it needs upscaled a lot.
It doesn't look terrible. Next gen.
No, not at all.
The scope is next gen in terms of like size.
Yeah. Like
if it's an open world game and you're gonna have 4 people on the map, but for single player in particular, obviously that's gonna be a huge open world like Far Cry.
Yeah, definitely.
But
I think another issue is for me. I mean, the game it looks terrible to be fair. I understand it's a beta. I get that, but when you're sniping in that game, there seems to be a lot of fog, and the game isn't foggy. Do you know what I mean? When you put a headshot, it seems to like be fog surrounding them. So I don't know if that's because it's not rendering in properly, or I don't know what that is. But
because you get that on some games where you'll have like a really powerful scope, but you can't look that far in the distance because the game won't render that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a big thing of consoles. I mean, it'll run better on PlayStation than it did on Xbox, and we only played it on Xbox.
Yeah.
And it'll run even better on PC again.
Yeah.
And it's I don't like that, like obviously if you're driving so far and like buildings start popping in. So if I've got a really powerful sniper rifle and I'm looking in the distance and the buildings aren't there.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, this is
just a guy floating in midair because he's in a window, but it hasn't like rendered in yet, does
it?
Yeah.
But
but yeah, like some things for me that the Homefront beta could have done without was the customization. I didn't like that at all. I mean,
I wouldn't say it, for me. I wouldn't say get rid of it. It's just
I think they could have spent more time on the graphics and the gameplay. Then
everything should be
bobbly hats.
It should have a use.
Exactly. Well,
if you're not going to see it.
Yeah, it should have a use. But I mean, what kind of hat provide? I mean, yes, if it's a helmet, and you take reduced damage, but I got like 3 hats and they were just bobbly hats, and if you can't see your character, I don't want to dress my character for somebody else to look at and go, well, yeah, that looks cool. And through all of those kind of games, even the COD games, they do it now. And you're wearing like a skull mask and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I've got a skull mask on, but I can't see it.
I think some people would argue with you. I think the thing about that, I mean, a lot of people, especially the Call of Duty community in particular, a lot of stuff's linked to prestige, isn't it? So it's like, if you've played, like I don't think that being any level of prestige is any testament to skill. It's testament to
time.
Like to time, because you know what I mean. Like I'm not the best COD player, but if I spend 500 hours on it, I'm gonna be the highest level prestige. It's gonna happen.
It's just time.
But that, I think that's where a lot of the cosmetic items come into it. Someone will be like, well, because I've played 1,000 hours, I've got this gold helmet.
Yeah, but exactly.
Nice golden helmet.
Yeah, but nobody cares about.
That's what they've added on Black Ops 3 at the end of a round, though, is the 3 top players are stood there and they can make that character do a little gesture.
Yeah,
and you have to look at their player character. So it's like. But nobody cares.
Yeah, I'm not saying
the only person who cares in those top 3 are the people who are in the top 3. Like they're like, yeah, I'm in the top 3. Everyone else is like, is the next round up yet?
Yeah, the 12-year-olds who've had sex with one mothers, because that's it. You in COD, it's you see them, they're 12 prestige, you get shot. They go, nah, your mum teabag you, and then they move on, and then they win. It's because they literally spend the whole night after school and all their weekends playing Call of Duty, and I think. With the customization, it's just pointless. It's a waste of time. They could have spent more time doing something else.
I suppose
for those kind of games, and I'm just bitter.
I mean, I think for the state of the way the beta's looking for me graphically here, they could have spent more time. But for all we know, they've got. I mean, when's that coming out? It's coming out
March? No, May.
May 17th. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I
May
mean,
17th.
that's still got a few months, so they could be spending that time now to make it look
I don't know.
graphically better.
Obviously, we don't work in a games company, and we don't know. But
In my experience, though, of playing a lot of video games,
yeah,
and that's the only experience that I have.
we're experienced at that. Yeah.
That's all my CV is. Just
Yeah.
a paper that says plays video games.
Gamer score is
has a shit beard. that's about it.
Don't be silly.
My experience is like if a game's got multiplayer, which seems thumbed on, like tacked on
Yeah.
multiplayer, like that's not necessarily representative of the main game, and this feels tacked on.
Yeah,
Like, that's what it feels like to me. It
is.
feels like it was an afterthought, you know.
Yeah.
So it could be a case of the main game is really nice and
It might
plays
be. It
really
might
well.
be really, really good, but
But the
this
co-op mode is
tacked
not.
on. Yeah, and that's what they're releasing
and I
the
think
beta.
with Division coming out, I can't say reason.
Yeah.
Not for co-op anyway. You know
No.
what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if they both came out on the same day, my money would be on the Division.
Yeah.
It really would, because it's
The only way I'll get
It's-
Homefront is if it has sterling reviews.
yeah.
And obviously it'll be
Even
the single, and it'll be the single player that I was buying
Yeah.
it for.
But that's another thing. I mean, it's a single player game. I don't get that. Why couldn't they have made the full story co-op?
Yeah.
I'll buy any game that story is co-op, fully co-op, and just to play with you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
If it's playable.
Yeah, if
worth
it's
playing.
playable, of course. If it's worth
Yeah.
playing, like Far Cry Primal looks really good. I've seen it, but the story's all single player. I don't get that.
I know. But the thing is,
At all?
I've read obviously a lot about it, and I've read about the story. And the story for Far Cry Primal is like
You're the
obviously,
last of your tribe
the
or something.
you're the beast master of your tribe, which means
Oh,
you have
okay.
this special skill where you can tame animals.
Right.
So I understand that you're the one true beast master, so it wouldn't make sense for player 2 to show up and you're also beast master.
Yeah.
But I just think
Fair
for co-op,
enough,
why
but-
they could have just had anyone else. Player 2 could have been any generic guy from the tribe,
Yeah.
and just player 1's the only person who can use their beasts.
Yeah.
So like if
I'd
I'm
be
playing
f-
with
I'd be
if I'm
happy with
playing
that.
with you, then it's your beast, or if you're playing with me, it's
yeah.
it's my beast. Like it doesn't
And then
matter.
there's no accountability if somebody else gets your beast killed, which
Yeah.
you know,
You know?
orc.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
5
But-
hours.
But I must say my opinion has changed on it quite from more recent videos, because when I
Yeah,
first
it looks good. It does, but it's again, for me, it's just if there's no co-op story, I'm not going to buy a game, because
Yeah.
that's the way I play now. I mean, I used to play single player games, and I mean things like Hitman and stuff like that. I understand that it's not co-op,
Yeah.
but those kind of games, when Far Cry 4 was co-op and it was just the mini side missions was co-op, not the story. I think it should be a fully co-op experience. Even Dead Rising 3, it was Rick and Dick. Oh, sorry, Nick and Dick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Dick said nothing, did nothing, but he was there. And I'm happy with that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care if my character says nothing.
I know what you're saying, and I love co-op games.
Yeah.
But I don't think you should shoehorn co-op into every single game.
Not every game. I mean, not every single
But
game.
I just think
but
some games, like you say, some games
some
seem
games,
made for it. Like
yeah, like
an
the
open
Far
world
Cry
game,
open
generally,
world.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think it would be suiting of Batman for all of a sudden the other player's Robin.
Nobody wants to be
Because
Robin.
nobody
Not even
wants
Robin
to-
wants to be Robin. That's
No.
why. That's
You
why
know
the
what I mean?
first Robin
Some
became
people,
Nightwing.
some people would love that, but I like the
No.
Arkham games as
No.
they are. Like, I don't
Because
think,
you'd be Batman, stealth in it. You'd be like, right, I'm gonna go and take this, and then you just get this Robin. I'm just gonna jump in, and then it's all gone to pot.
Unity was Assassin's Creed. Unity was proof that co-op Assassin's Creed isn't
Yeah,
good.
it's not.
It's
It's
not.
not.
It
I like my
sounds-
stealth
It
games to be
sounds
stealthy.
amazing. It sounds amazing on paper.
Not
but
Ben
then it's-
running in with
but
an axe.
Yeah, it's like me running and getting
All of
spotted.
these.
Getting spotted straight away. And
Yeah.
then, like,
And I'm like, oh.
can you just
Yeah.
get us out of this situation?
Yeah, exactly like Hitman games. If they were co-op, I don't think I'd ever buy those, because I like
Yeah.
the stealth. I like that, and
Yeah.
that's
Like on 360, one of my other friends, we used to play
Other friends?
Splinter Cell Conviction.
oh, I love that game.
And now that was a good game, but you could play co-op. And obviously
Yeah.
that is a stealth game. And I'm not great at stealth, you know
yeah,
this. I'm
yeah,
good
I
at,
do.
I'm good at
I
shooting
do.
people.
I'm gonna test to that.
I'm good at
Amen,
shooting
brother.
people, and that's it. So,
Yeah.
so he was going all stealthy, and I was
Yeah.
just like, oh, I've been spotted again. We'll have
Yeah.
to shoot our way out. You know what I
Well,
mean?
it's the same story. I've got another friend. Hey,
Bragging.
called Nick, and he loves his Desert Eagles in games, and I'm doing this whole mission stealth, and it's one of the missions where if you get spotted, it's game over.
Yeah.
And I literally said to Nick, I said, just stay here, mate. And I literally wiped out every enemy in stealth. And I said, right, walk through the game, because he's just like, well, I just want to shoot someone. And I was like, well,
Desert Eagle, loudest pistol you can find and stuff.
I was like, right, so your guns are silenced, yeah? Bang, bang. It's like mission failed. But I totally get why people have different play styles, but it does annoy me when I'm stealthing it up and then you run in with an axe.
It's weird though, because it's almost a mindset, because like if I'm playing Splinter Cell Conviction by myself, even Far Cry like 4 for example, if I'm playing that by myself, I'll be dead stealthy and take the camp down. I'll be like, I'll go with my bow, and I'll be
like
picking the guys off and throwing rocks to distract people. But then if I'm playing with you, I'm like, LMG, I'm riding in on an elephant.
On an elephant.
You know what I mean?
On the back of an elephant.
Because it's just like, it's more fun when you're playing with friends and you're like...
It is. And that's, to me, that's what Homefront... That's why I wouldn't buy Homefront, because it doesn't have the co-op story. I mean, it doesn't have to be stealthy. It could be all gun horde. Do you know what I mean? But I think if the Homefront had a co-op story, then I would probably get it. But because it's just got this tacked on...
Well, that was another thing. I mean, the original Homefront game had
the Call of Duty style.
Had the Call of Duty style. It was weird because it was like this cross between Call of Duty and Battlefield, where it didn't have the destruction of Battlefield, but had the vehicles.
Yeah.
So you had the vehicle combat as well as... a lot of people hated it, but I quite enjoyed that. I don't know. I enjoyed that more than I've enjoyed a Call of Duty for years. You know what I mean? Like the last Call of Duty I genuinely enjoyed was probably World at War.
Yeah. Let's not even talk about Ghosts. That was terrible. I mean, I don't even think you played that online other than the Alien mode.
No,
I played that and it was just terrible. Yeah, but that's what Homefront. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I mean, I didn't buy any of the packs or anything like that because
I think most people can universally acknowledge that Ghost was one of the worst Call of Duties.
Yeah, definitely. But and that's where Homefront is for me. It's just I mean, if you had to, I mean, obviously you can't review it, but if you had to give the beta a score out of 10 for the Homefront, what would you give it?
The thing is like I say, I definitely think that our judgment is clouded by how good the Division was.
Yeah,
because I've played a lot of betas and none of them has been as good as the Division.
No,
because it didn't feel like a beta. It felt like a demo of a finished game.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? It's almost not fair to compare them, and that with them being different games, one's an action shooter and one's an RPG shooter.
Yeah.
But still, similarly, I would still say from the beta, I'm not excited. Like
the
beta for Fable Legends, I played that.
Oh
and
God!
I was like, this isn't Fable.
No,
this is
not.
awful.
Not at all. It's like, what do you love about Fable? All of this stuff. Oh well, we're taking it away.
We're taking away.
Have this instead.
We're taking away all of the fun.
Yeah,
the humour, the personality.
And,
and we'll turn it into a squad-based. It's basically a squad-based shooter, hack and slash.
It's terrible. It really is bad.
It's just
that is bad. It's not as.
But that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's like you say. A beta, obviously, it's leaving a lot for improvement, and I think a lot needs to be improved for the co-op mode. Like you said, still
definitely.
kind of comment on the story.
Yeah, obviously not.
And I'm not gonna not buy Homefront until I just need to see more. That's all I need to see more of the single player, because I wouldn't be buying it for the co-op anyway. I never was. I didn't know much about the co-op mode until I heard there was a beta.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh well, that's fair enough. I mean, I'm not going to buy Homefront at all. I know that.
Yeah.
My money's on
the Division. Definitely gonna buy.
Yes.
The only thing I hate about the Division so far, which it's what I hate about not just Ubisoft but a lot of the big things, is the pre-order bonus. I hate pre-order bonuses with a burning passion.
Yeah.
The pre-order bonus is like, it's a hazmat orange suit that you get, but it's gonna have there's no point in it. Everyone who's pre-ordered it, which is most people who were in the closed beta, which was literally thousands upon thousands of people,
they're all gonna wear.
Everyone's gonna be just wearing these rubbish orange jumpsuits. Ironically, we're gonna look like the prisoners we're meant to be fighting in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'll definitely buy that, and you buy it just because you want hats.
I want hats. That's pretty much it. I don't care about graphics. I don't care about the story. I just want me some sweet hats.
So yeah, I mean, like you say, Homefront comes out on May 17th, and the Division comes out on March 8th.
Yeah.
So, in my non-professional opinion, definitely buy the Division.
Yes, the Division is definitely the one for me.
And we'll see it online.
Agents. Yeah, agents. Yes, and we'll more than likely loot your bodies and throw grenades at you.
Yeah, we will spam
because we hate everyone.
If you enjoyed this episode of the Unashamed Gamers, feel free to like and subscribe,
Yay, please.
share it, or just comment and tell them that we're terrible.
Yeah, tell
that my beard's
how
rubbish,
shit
you
we
know.
are. That would be it. This is the podcast. Can't see our faces.
I know
That's
that.
why I'm here.
I know that. I'm hiding the rubbishness of my beard.
Yeah, but and stay tuned for the next episode where we will be talking Ark and
Probably more Far Cry Primal because I
Yeah.
think they're very comparable.
yeah, they are. Yeah. Okay, right. That's brilliant. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Cool beans.
Yay.
Bring it!